important to get these basics right. Otherwise, when you play an actual game, you're really not improving enough because your basics are wrong. So please spend as much time as possible on these. Obviously, when you've got to play by yourself, you can't do this while you're playing an opponent. But don't forget one thing, if you get the basics correct, then you will improve very quickly, and more importantly than all, it'll help you to what we're all trying to do, and that's enjoy your game of snooker as much as possible.
Thank you, Terry. We now come to potting, and potting a ball is what snooker's all about. If you don't pot the ball, you can't win, you don't score any points, you don't enjoy yourself. Neal Foulds, one of the best potters in the game, is going to give you his ideas on how to pot a ball.
So Terry Griffiths has discussed the basic fundamentals of the game with technique and things like that. Now we come to the section of potting the balls, which is very difficult. Now, obviously, before we go into angle shots, we'll start off with a straight pot, which all you're concentrating on really is hitting the white ball in the middle and hitting the object ball full on. It sounds easy, but hitting the white ball in the middle can be difficult for anybody. So the way I would go about this would be, first of all, to make sure my left foot is in line with the shot. Now the right foot would just lie across, and I would now address the shot. Now the important thing, as I said, is to hit the white ball in the middle. There's a number of ways of detecting the middle of the white ball. Jimmy White uses an interesting method where he cues the white right at the bottom, of which of course there's a point where the white touches the cloth underneath, which is obviously the middle of the ball. Now I wouldn't necessarily do it like that. I would just try and find the middle, and this is the most important thing about the shot. For the first few seconds I would just be looking at the white ball. Once you've got the shot lined up, the blue would follow on. You know, it'd be quite easy to hit the middle of the blue. So what I would do then, I would make sure I brought the cue back very slowly and keep my head down and push the white ball, the cue through the white ball as if it wasn't there, and you should be okay. So we've practiced a simple straight pot into the middle pocket. This shot is a lot more difficult. Now, you might be thinking that a straight shot is a straight shot, and if you can get one, you can get them all. But the more distance in between leaves less margin for error. This would be a shot I'd practice quite a lot in the snooker club and on the practice table. It's not an easy shot. It's one that I would hope to get maybe 60 times out of 100. And what I would do would play 50 long balls into that pocket and put the white over this side and play the same into the other corner pocket. And if my percentage was under 60, then I would be disappointed. I'd have to work hard on my technique, I think. So again, it's the same theory. You know, you've just got to get down, line it up, probably cue it up nice and slowly in order to find the middle of the white ball. And as I say, keeping your head down and pushing the cue through. So we've looked at straight pots. Now, in snooker, most shots are angles. They're very tough to work out. It's for a beginner. There's one or two ways of learning the angles. For a professional, maybe he would just get down and pot it without thinking. One of the more simple ways, maybe, of determining an angle would be to imagine you're just potting the object ball into the pocket directly. You're finding the line of it, and just as if you're hitting it in the middle, so that you find a point on the object ball, so that when you hit the white ball, you hit it at that point the best you can. And that's probably the simplest way. So obviously you wouldn't see a professional snooker player queuing up the object ball in that way to find an angle. There are other ways of finding angles. What you must always remember in snooker is that you must line up the ball and line it up in a dead straight line with the object ball in the pocket. There are three different angles in snooker which we'd all work upon. A three-quarter ball, a half ball and a quarter ball angle. And most angles in snooker would be some sort of variation on those. So we've lined up an approximate three-quarter ball angle here now. So I'll get down on the shot, and what I've got to concentrate on is to hit the white ball into position on the object ball where that imaginary white ball is now. So this is an approximate half ball shot, and I'm going to make the cue ball try and cover half of the object ball. this is a quarter ball angle, and what I can see here actually is the cue ball covering a quarter of the object ball. So this is a very good exercise to work out angles of potting the black ball. Obviously, the black ball plays a very important part of snooker. It's the most valuable ball, and I think you could work out 7 different angles here, and starting off with a full ball, with a 3/4, half ball and a quarter ball angle on either side of it. I'm now hitting the full ball shot, which we've already been through, and all I'm doing here is concentrating on hitting the middle of the white ball. This time I'm hoping to hit the black ball 3/4 of the way to the left-hand side of it, able to pot it. In order for me to get this pot, I'm going to have to hit the black half ball to the left-hand side. This time I'm hitting the black ball quarter ball to the left-hand side. Obviously, during the course of a game, the angles aren't going to be so clear-cut. The advice I can give to you is to remember the angles when they're half ball, quarter ball, etc. But mainly experience is going to tell you the other angles that vary from that. Just a little tip here would be, if you're potting a ball along the cushion, the main advice would be to hit half of the object ball, half of the cushion. But to help it, if you're hitting a ball into the left-hand side of a pocket, then you would use left-hand side to help the ball go along the cushion.
Neal Foulds on potting a ball. That's your first problem. After that, your next problem is potting another one. And to do this, you have to learn to control the white ball. That means putting various spins on the ball, whether it be backspin, side spin or top spin. Jimmy White introduces this section.
Neal's just shown you the basics of potting balls. I'm going to show you ball control using extreme spin. First of all, I'm going to show you top spin, which you address the white ball at the top of the cue ball and follow through before you have top spin. I'm now going to show you the opposite using extreme backspin, where the cue ball will come straight back into the pocket. Backspin. Now I'm going to show you stun, which is not hitting the top or the bottom of the cue ball. It's hitting the middle of the cue ball, which just makes the ball stop dead. That's a stun shot. I'm now going to show you the spin shots in more detail. The first one is the top spin, which when you cue up, you raise your bridge of your hand so you can adjust the cue ball at the top to get top spin. The next one is backspin, where when you cue up, you have your bridge hand a lot flatter, so you can address the bottom of the cue ball to get backspin on the white. Backspin. The third shot in the sequence is the stun shot, where you just have your bridge as you feel comfortable, because really you're just hitting plain middle ball to get a stun shot. Stun shot. First of all, I'm going to show you a drag shot, which means using backspin and hitting the cue ball very slow, so you get the pace to get position on the black, which is you address the cue ball very low, and you see that the white ball flows up, and you get position on the black. The next shot is hitting the cue ball with quite a lot of pace, with addressing the cue ball, lots of backspin to try and get the cue ball to screw back for position on the black.